Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am Marcus Moore. Today is Friday. The date is 7/11/2025. We have a temperature today here in New York. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. 82 degrees. So you got to drink plenty of water in the Big Apple. And so we got a lot to talk about. And we have a big win for housing here in New York City. So we're going to talk a little bit about the victory that went on here in New York City for homeless New Yorkers and individuals on the verge of evictions. And so this is what the court had to say. Okay. Sometimes you just can't, a lot of noise sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't block it out. But in any event, big win here. And so for the courts, have definitely blessed the community with opportunities to be able to stay in their homes. So we're just going to read a little bit about what happened here in New York City to get this big win. Okay, so the courts has ruled that the court has ruled that Mayor Adams must implement the City Fells reform expansion. For those that don't know, that's a voucher. This is a major victory for homeless New Yorkers and families facing evictions. And it's the result of years of organizing legal actions. We are calling on the mayor to act without delays. The community is calling on the mayor to do the right thing, no delays. Now, what that includes and what that means is this: local laws 99 2023 lets voucher holders rent apartment up to the full voucher amount without deducting utilities, finally aligning City Health with the Section 8 voucher. Those of us that are familiar with, housing voucher, the Section 8 is like the golden goose of vouchers these days. Okay, that's another conversation. Section 8 voucher, Section 8, as you know, is a national government funding voucher. Okay, so the next set of legislation that Mayor Adam have to implement here is raise income eligibility to 50% of the area media income, expanding access to more New Yorkers. Okay. All right. Now the next one is local law, right? He has to implement 101, right? Make anyone at risk of eviction eligible, not just for those already in shelter, but you know, he have to he have to implement that, folks. He don't want to do it though, but it is what it is. Okay. The next one is local law 102. Is the harmful rule that requires people to prove employment to qualify. You can't none of that discriminating. And so, the community was able to get a big win. Now, where do we go from here? In May of 2023, our homeless union, alongside of coalition partners, successfully led charge in passing these laws with a veto proof made. A month later, Mayor Adams vetoed the bill. However, in July, New York City Council overrode his mayoral veto. The first time this has been done since 2013. Yeah, I believe that was the year when Michael Bloomberg was in office, and we overrode him. You know, I don't remember what the actually went on. I believe it had something to do with stop and frisk at the time when the judge found that that was unlawful. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big win for people in shelters, people trying to move out of shelters, people who are trying to stay in their apartments. Housing is really a challenge here in New York City. And on top of that, people are trying to move out of shelters. People are trying to move out of shelters, and you know, people don't want to be stuck in shelters. And so now, you know, we're still dealing with people taking the voucher, especially the city health voucher. But now that has been readjusted, now maybe private landlords will stop finding it to be a little bit more attractive than what it used to be back in the day. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for listening. And don't forget to check out my tasty, delicious coffee, Roastify Coffee, more homesteaders. You can check out my website, ladies and gentlemen. I got all types of tasty flavors. Coffee is definitely where the home is at. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Marcus Moore. Take care and God bless. Peace.